All right, everybody, we are about to begin. Mark what you're listening. This will become relevant. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Varo tonight. Tonight is a special night. As you know, it is February, which means only one thing. A whole bunch of concerts with love songs. And I thought, well, I could do your standard concert and sing you some arias and things of that sort. But I thought we'd do something a little bit more interesting. I thought we should take a look at a little bit of the history of the love song, perhaps. And of course, some of you may have heard or may not have heard, depending on, whether or not you're a music nerd like I am, or, the original, the OG love songs you might have heard come up in the court of Eleanor d'Aquitaine, who is renowned for, or who's credited for starting the cult of courtly love. For those who want a little bit of an image of what that is like, well, the chivalric love, all of those ballads, that's pretty much centered around the cult of love. And so the first song I want to perform today with some pre-recorded backup vocals by myself. Yes, I am doing the Enya thing. I like to live dangerously. I'll be singing over myself. This is a piece by Jean Taboureau, who was usually known as Toinot Arabeau, who was the son of lawyer Stephen Taboureau, and he studied at an ecclesiastical school in Paris. But this particular priest was intrigued by dance. And of course, this is around the time when you had a lot of debate as to what was appropriate moral dancing, the same stuff that's happened all the time. And our esteemed priest Jean Taboureau wrote a whole bunch of treatises on dancing and music, and he even wrote a few pieces himself. In this particular one that I want to sing, which was used in a lot of stage renditions later on of La Belle et la Bête, The Beauty and the Beast, is Belle qui tient ma vie, beautiful one who holds my life captive in your eyes. So, quick question. If you don't speak French or Occitan or anything like that, or German or whatever, take a look at the right. Turn to the right of my stage and you will see me, you will see Merryjest, and click me for program notes and group invite. That will give you a running translation of all the crazy stuff that is coming out of my mouth, in case you don't speak French, Italian, or any other crazy stuff that comes out of my mouth. So let me go ahead and we will begin our concert tonight with Belle qui tient ma vie by Monsieur, Toinot.
Ma vie captive dans tes cieux, qui la mêle ravie, d'un sourire gracieux, bientôt me secourir, pour me faudra mourir, bientôt me secourir. Il me faudra mourir. Pourquoi fis-tu mignarde si je suis près de toi? Dans tes yeux je regarde, je me perds dans moi, car de perfection cette perfection change mes actions. De beauté, ta grâce et tes divins propos ont échauffé la glace qui me gèle les os et ont rempli mon cœur d'une amoureuse ardeur et ont rempli mon cœur d'une amoureuse ardeur. Mon âme souhaite être libre de passion, mes amours s'est fait maître de mes affections et a mis sur sa loi et mon cœur et ma foi et a mis sous ma loi et mon cœur et ma foi.
Yes, it is one of the best pavans for dancing. A pavan is a type of Renaissance dance. It's very elegant. It's very dignified. And the first time I heard it, Belle qui tient ma vie. Hi, Serial. Is actually the first time I ever heard it was when I was taking lessons with. So I studied music, in many places, but also in North Carolina. And in North Carolina, there was a lady there who was a very influential person in the in music education, especially in the Carl Orff method. And her name was Isabel Carley. And she was also a bit of a well-known name in Renaissance music circles. And at the time I was playing, hi Kenya, I was playing the Baroque recorder. For those of you who have only heard the recorder played by school children, I can guarantee you that it is a beautiful instrument and a very difficult one, and it sounds absolutely gorgeous when played by someone who is skilled. And she was my recorder teacher, and she in one of the books she wrote a Renaissance dances for young and old, and one of the pavans in that book for 3 recorders was Belle qui tient ma vie. And so that is how I decided to I wanted to do this one today. So as you can see, we're in a palatial setting because we're in the Renaissance right now. And so let's move away from France, from Mr. Toinon, because we have someone in England, a compatriot of our dear Gypsy here. I speak of none other than, of course, Mr. John Dowland. John Dowland, who was an English Renaissance composer, lutenist, and singer. Today, he is best known for his melancholy songs, such as Come Heavy Sleep, Come Again, Flow My Tears, I Saw My Lady Weep, Now, Oh Now, I Needs Must Part, and In Darkness Let Me Dwell. So you could say that he was a bit emo before emo was a thing. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Dowland. During the time that Dowland was influential, there was a lot of philosophy of art and music centered around the notion of melancholy or malinconia or melancholia, in which you had certain. It was considered to be a source of inspiration and beauty, and so John Dowland kind of became the king of melancholy. His most famous song is Flow My Tears, and I'm sure you must have heard the song. Flow my tears, flow. And he created a little motif. Okay, little bit of music info. A motif is essentially just a little part of a melody that has usually a significance or that recurs with some importance in a piece. And for Dowland, it's called the tears motif. These descending notes that kind of represent the falling of tears. And he made an entire set called Lacrimes, a whole bunch of settings for instruments, and it's beautiful. So look up John Dowland at some point. But today, I want to sing you one of his love songs, Come Again, Sweet Love. And I love this because I've heard a bajillion people doing this song. But you know who does it better than anyone else? Sting. Yes, that Sting, the pop rock musician. He recorded an entire album of songs by Dowland, and he is fantastic. Because a lot of classical singers will sing this very properly. Come again, sweet love, thy love. And it's so goddamn bloodless. And that is not how people sang this, because I'm going to tell you a little bit of well, I would so love to see WCW Sting singing this. Let's make this happen. Let's talk to the man. But here's the thing. These are songs that, of course, Dowland wrote for people to sing and to serenade others with. And this particular song is a little bit risque because the way he wrote the vocal line, well, first of all, in Renaissance literary circles and in poetry, how can I put this? The act of sex, and particularly orgasms, were called the little deaths. And so if you listen to how he writes this piece and how he stretches words like to die, but he has little stops here and there, it is a very sexy song. Well, for the Renaissance, where you had, especially Elizabethan England, where you had to make sure that you said proper things in public, otherwise Queen Elizabeth might frown on you. But yes, listen to all the little deaths that he puts in this song, because they're absolutely adorable. Come again, sweet love doth now invite thy graces that refrain to do me due delight, to see, to hear, to touch, to kiss, to die with you again in sweetest sympathy, to see, to hear, to touch, to kiss, to die with you again in sweetest sympathy. Come again, that I may cease to mourn through thy unkind disdain. For now left and forlorn, I sit, I sigh, I weep, I faint, I die in deadly pain and endless misery. I sit, I sigh, I weep, I faint, I die in deadly pain and endless misery. All the day the sun that lends me shine, my frowns do cause me pine, and feeds me with delay. He smiles my springs that make my joys to grow. His frowns the winter soul my woe. He smiles my springs that make my joys to grow. His frowns the winter soul my woe. All the night
My sleeps are full of dreams, my eyes are full of streams, my heart takes no delight to see the fruits and joys that some do find, and mark the storms are me assigned to see the fruits and joys that some do find, and mark the storms are me assigned. Out, alas, my faith is ever true, yet will he never rue, nor yield me any grace. His eyes of iron, his heart of flint, is made, whom tears nor truth may once invade. His eyes of fire, his heart of flint, is made, whom tears nor truth may once invade. Gentle love, draw forth thy wounding dart, thou canst not pierce his heart, for I that do approve, by sighs and tears more hot than are thy shafts, did tempt while she for triumph laughs. By sighs and tears more hot than are thy shafts, did tempt while he for triumph laughs.
Thank you, Crim Liberty. Hi, Liberty. And of course, back in there, it's hard to see everyone. I have my names turned off just because it causes lag, even though it shouldn't. But I see Simba, I see Tani, I see Stefan, Cologne, Kenya, and Limelight, which is me. Never mind. And Spiral and Gypsy. And Kaisel and Kain. Hi, everybody. And Kari and Krim. So now we're going to jump. And there's Richie. And we're going to jump a little bit further ahead. So now we're going to move from the Renaissance period. We're going to move to the Baroque period. And I have to make a disclaimer. For this concert, I did not include any Latin American songs because that's going to be part 2 of Lover's Concerto. Because there's just too much. So this is just a vertical slice of this delicious pink frosty cake. And there's a lot of Baroque composers that I could have chosen, and I decided to choose someone that you probably had never heard of. Riccardo Broschi, he unfortunately has kind of faded away from notoriety because of his brother. His brother was Carlo Broschi, who was known as the famous castrato Farinelli. Now, what is a castrato? Oh dear, this is a whole thing, so just, buckle on. So, during the particular period in which women were forbidden from singing on stage because the church did not like that, it was considered immoral, they considered a perfectly acceptable practice to instead castrate young boys who had beautiful singing voices. And most of these were orphans, and they were, and because of this particular thing, these kids developed an incredible lung capacity, but they retained that beautiful, almost childlike voice, but they trained as singers. And because of their enormous lung capacity, they had they could sing for long periods of time. For example, Farinelli, who was considered to be one of the greatest castrati who ever sang, could sing a note, could hold a note for 60 seconds. Unix system. And so, but they had a sort of ethereal beauty, and their voices had the purity of a young boy's voice, but had the technique of a professional opera singer. So you can imagine just what an eerie creature that was on stage. They were the rock stars of their age. And so many composers composed for castrati for their very particular vocal ranges, because they had usually 3-octave ranges, so they could go from very high to very low, and they could sing for very long passages. So many composers composed stuff like that for them. So now I want to sing a song, an aria, a love song from the opera Idaspe by Riccardo Broschi, the mostly forgotten brother of Farinelli. This is an aria that he composed for Farinelli. He composed a lot of operas for his brother. But this one is a beautiful aria called Ombra fedele anch'io, as a faithful shadow I will be, which is a declaration of love, where Idaspe essentially says that they will follow their beloved even onto the gates of death itself.
Ombra fedele anch'io sul margine di lete seguir voglito il mio che tanto adoro sul margine di lete seguir voglito il mio che Ombra fedele anch'io sul margine di lete, sul margine di lete, seguir voglito il mio che tanto adoro, che tanto adoro. fuerza que a consolarse resta el mio martoro, che a consolarse resta il mio martoro, il mio martoro. Il mio ombra fedele anch'io sul margine dill'ete seguir vol idol mio che tanto adoro sul margine dill'ete seguir vol idol mio che ombra fedele anch'io sul margine dill'ete sul margine dill'ete seguir vol idol mio che tanto adoro che tanto
Well, one of these days I'm going to do What's Opera Doc here. That's just Simba. I'm going to do that someday. So, what's happening a couple of years later? We've got Mozart, we've got the classical period, and we have a more restrained type of love song because, oh yes, please do support this theater. Below me on the stage, you will see donations for the Varro. Do go ahead and donate to your heart's content to keep this place going because they support my insanity. And so without it, I wouldn't have a steady place to come. I've been doing Saturdays here almost uninterruptedly for a couple months. I don't remember. Time is an illusion for me. But now we're going to go to the Mozart love song. And the thing I love about how Mozart writes love songs, even though this is from the opera Così fan tutte, and at this point, okay, this opera is a little bit cynical, but you've got two couples. You've got Fiordiligi and Ferrando and Guglielmo and Dorabella. Or I think it's the other way around. I always get them confused. But a cynical philosopher, Don Alfonso, has made the bet that to these two men who are soldiers, that their sweethearts will be unfaithful to them at the drop of a hat. And of course, they make a bet that this will not be the case. And so they create this gigantic ruse about the two of the young soldiers going off to war. And there's, tears and whatnot. And then Don Alfonso disguises the two men as Albanian princes. And the challenge is that they have to woo their old girlfriends, but switch couples, to prove that women are unfaithful. And at this point, Guglielmo in the opera, Guglielmo is a little bit worried because his girlfriend seems to be reacting to the other man's attentions. And Ferrando, his friend, tries to reassure him by singing this aria of love, that it's basically all you need is love, but 1822 or whatever. You'll see the translations in the program. Also, Mozart is very hard to sing, but
un'aura amorosa del nostro tesoro, un dolce ristoro al cuore voglierà. Un'aura amorosa del nostro tesoro, un dolce ristoro al cuore volgerà. Un dolce ristoro al cuore volgerà. Al cuore che nutrito da speme d'amore, d'un'esca migliore bisogno non ha, d'un'esca migliore bisogno non ha, bisogno non ha, bisogno non ha. Un'aura amorosa del nostro tesoro, un dolce ristoro al cuore volgerà. Un'aura amorosa del nostro tesoro, un dolce ristoro al cuore volgerà. Un dolce dolce ristoro al corpo porgerà.
Yes. Oh, a second. Hey, Malachi, you just rezzed for me. Yeah, we know they have to end up together, so of course the film begins with them both riding in opposite directions. That is quite true. So now, let's jump back to France. Some things have happened. You've got Grand Opera. We have Gounod, one of my favorite composers, who writes gorgeous melodies. Very hard to sing stuff, but I love him anyways. He set Goethe's Faust to music, and one of my favorite operas to sing. My second favorite opera by Gounod is Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, what is considered to be the epitome of love when it's really just a relationship between two stupid teenagers that left a body count. In this scene, this is the famous balcony scene. Romeo has, like the stalker that he is, has secreted himself away into Juliet's backyard and is glancing at her balcony, and he's telling the sun to finally dawn and illuminate her balcony and to make the stars go away.
L'amour, oui, son ardeur a troublé tout mon être. Mais quelle soudaine clarté resplendit à cette pénètre. C'est là que dans la nuit rayonne sa beauté. Lève-toi, soleil, fais pâlir les étoiles qui dans l'azur sans voile brillent au firmament. Oh, lève-toi, une boucle de cheveux qui vient caresser sa joue. Amour, amour, porte lui me veut. Elle parle, elle est belle, ah, je n'ai rien attendu. Mais ces cieux parlant pour elle, et mon cœur a répondu. s'ils envoient le bruit au firmament, lève-toi, lève-toi, parais, parais, astre charmant. Viens, parais, astre charmant. Viens, parais, viens, parais.
And now, I must make a quick and hasty exit stage right, but not to run away. We have costume changes here. We have set changes because I hate myself, more or less. So now we are done with opera. We are done with the Renaissance. We are done. Let us move to something a little bit more modern, shall we? If I can actually get through my doors. So the next piece that I want to sing, we're going to move to the 20th century. We are going to listen to what the French are doing insofar as love songs go in the 20th century. And it's important to understand the role that the French have had in the development of the love song because, of course, theirs were the first troubadours, the trouvères and trouvierites, who were the seekers of love and who created many of the memorable pieces. Today, though, someone I would consider, I guess, a modern troubadour was Edith Piaf, one of the emblematic singers in France, one of 4 people for whom traffic in Paris completely stopped for their funeral. One of them was François Mitterrand, so that'll give you an idea. But this is one of Edith Piaf's most famous songs, L'Hymne à l'amour, the hymn to love. There is a very sad story behind this song. There's a very sad story behind the entirety of Edith Piaf. I suggest that you watch the movie La Vie en Rose. In France, it's Le Môme, but with Marion Cotillard. There is going to be a Disney concert, so Hellfire is going to be there, Simba. So just hang on. But this song, L'Hymne à l'amour, they were written by Edith Piaf. The words were written by Edith Piaf. The music by Marguerite Monod. And it was written in dedication of the love of her life, the French boxer Marcel Cerdan. Marcel Cerdan, on October 28, 1949, boarded a late flight so that he could come and see Edith Piaf, his lover, at a concert. He was on Air France flight 009 on his way from Paris to New York, where she was singing. And the flight crashed, killing everyone on board. Edith Piaf recorded this song on May 2nd, 1950.
Le ciel bleu sur nous peut s'effondrer et la terre peut bien s'écrouler. Et m'emporte si tu m'aimes, je m'en fous du monde entier. Tant tant que l'amour inondera mes matins, tant que mon cœur frémira sous tes mains, et m'emporter les problèmes, mon amour, puisque tu J'irai jusqu'au bout du monde, je me ferai tendre en blonde si tu me le demandais. J'irai décrocher la lune, j'irai voler la fortune si tu me le demandais. Je renierai ma patrie, je renierai mes amis si tu me le demandais. On peut bien rire de moi, je ferai n'importe quoi si tu me le demandais. Si un jour la vie t'arrache à moi, si tu meurs, que tu sois loin de moi, mais m'emporte si tu m'aimes, car moi je nous aurons pour nous l'éternité dans le bleu de toute l'immensité, dans le ciel ébloui des problèmes. Mon amour, crois-tu qu'on s'aime? Qui
It's a very emotional piece. So around that time, about 20 years earlier, you had the Americans making torch songs and music. In particular, one young immigrant by the name of Irving Berlin, who created some of the most recognizable American tunes. One of my favorite torch songs of his. And now you know what a torch song is, so don't give me that. I can hear you puzzling. So this is one of my favorite torch songs by Irving Berlin. That wasn't it. There we go. Gone is a romance that was so divine. It's broken and cannot be mended. You must go your way and I must go mine. But now that our love dreams have ended, what'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when I am wondering who
is kissing you. What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? What'll I do?
Well, kind. Yeah, well, kind. It's a living. But to be honest, I think that the reason Muraku doesn't come to my concerts anymore is because he knows I would call him out on what is ABBA. So yes, I do use some of my friends for stage fodder. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. 2030s. You had a bit of a revolution going on in the War of the Sexes. You had a certain band of ladies who were upsetting norms, upsetting people, making people clutch their pearls. Of course, I'm talking about the Flappers. And there were songs written for and about flappers, such as the one that I'm about to sing, the one that the accompaniment I started by accident. But now you're going to get to hear it. It's one of my favorite flapper songs. And so here goes 5'2", Eyes of Blue, also known as Has Anybody Seen My Gal? Malachi, stop.
5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, turned down hose, flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Well, if you run into a 5'2" and she's all covered in pearls, diamond rings and all those things, you bet your life, boy, that ain't her. But could she dance? Could she love? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl? Do 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 dee da 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 ba 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 ba. 'Cause if we run into a 5'2" and oh, she's all covered in pearls, diamond rings and all those things, you bet your life, boy, that ain't her. But could she love? Could she dance? Could she go? Has anybody seen my girl? 5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet could do. Has anybody seen my girl? Turned up nose, turned down hose, flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my girl? Well, if you run into a 5'2", I know she's all covered with pearls, diamond rings and all those things, you bet your life, boy, that ain't her. 'Cause could she dance? Could she coo? Could she, whoa, has anybody seen my, anybody seen my gal?
Tani, next time, we're gonna bring you up here. That's a promise. But, flappers weren't the only ones. When I think of love, you think of passion. You think of things like the tango. And so I thought, I would be remiss if I did not sing a tango for you guys tonight. So without further ado, here is a tango that I know Taka has been waiting for all goddamn night.
I ache for the touch of your lips, dear, but much more for the touch of your whips, dear. You can raise welts like nobody else as we dance to the masochism tango. Let our love be a flame and not an ember. Say it's me that you want to dismember. Blacken my eye, set fire to my tie as we dance to the masochism tango. At your command, before you here I stand. My heart is in my hand. Ew, it's here that I must be. My heart entreats, just hear those savage beats. So go put on your cleats and come and trample me. Your heart is hard as stone or mahogany. That's why I'm in such exquisite agony. My soul is on fire, it's aflame with desire, which is why I perspire when we tango. You caught my nose in your left
Castanet, love. I can feel the pain yet, love.
every time I hear drums, and I envy the rose that you held in your teeth, love, with the thorns underneath, love, sticking into your gut. Your eyes cast a spell that bewitches. The last time I needed 20 stitches to sew up the gash you made with your lash as we danced to the masochism tango. Bash in my brain and make me scream with pain, then kick me once again and say we'll never part. I know too well I'm underneath your spell, so darling, if you smell something burning, it's my heart. Excuse me. Take your cigarette from its holder. Fracture my spine and swear that you're mine as we dance to the masochism tango.
There you go, Taka. I hope you are happy. This is all your fault. And now we have one last change, just because. And while I go and change myself, I want to let you know I have some interesting and news for you. Well, whatever, news of the newsy kind for you guys. I am now a contestant. I am a challenger in the 5th season of The Viral Voice. And what happened? There we go. Of The Viral Voice. And Lyra, no. And if you want to support me, you can come to the taping of the shows. There is a kiosk there where you can buy tickets because seating is limited because they sell out like crazy. I've no clue. It's amazing. But I will be performing. I will be competing, and so we'll see how far I get. But it's a very interesting experience. My tip jar is to the right of the stage. If you take a look at the mirrors, the magic mirrors with the caterpillar, you can tip me. You can join my Discord group. You can subscribe to the InWorld notifications, and you can join my group. It's a multi-magic mirror. And to the left of the stage is the kiosk where you can buy tickets for the first taping, which will be February the 17th at 11 a.m. Second Life time. I will leave it up to you to guess whether or not they are ready for my brand of insanity. So now I would like to do just a couple more modern songs. I wanted to sing this song because I wanted to do a song by a modern, a contemporary singer-songwriter, and I think that Stephanie Germanotta, also known as Lady Gaga. Lyra, there will be a Tumblr. There's a lot of concerts I have in my planned. Trust me, there is no shortage of concerts here. I'm sure Crixus is happy to know that. But now I will sing a song by Lady Gaga. You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to quit the show. Girl, you're giving me a million reasons. Give me a million reasons. Giving me a million reasons. About a million reasons. If I had a highway, I would run for the hills. If you could find a dry way, I'd forever be still. But you're giving me a million reasons. Giving me a million reasons. Giving me a million reasons. About a million reasons. I bow down to pray. I try to make the worst seem better. Lord, show me the way to cut through all this worn out leather. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away. But baby, I just need one good one to stay. It's stuck in a cycle, I took off and I stare. It's like that I've stopped breathing but completely aware. Cause you're giving me a million reasons. Give me a million reasons. Giving me a million reasons. About a million reasons. And if you say something you might not even mean, it's hard to even fathom which part I should believe. Cause you're giving me a million reasons. Give me a million reasons. Giving me a million reasons. About a million reasons. I bow down to pray. I try to make the worst seem better. Lord, show me the way to cut through all this worn out leather. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away. But baby, I just need one good one to stay. Stay, I'm bleeding, bleeding, stay. Can't you give me what I'm needing, needing? Every heart breaks, makes it hard to keep the faith. But baby, I just need one good one, good one, good one, good one, good one, good one. When I bow down to pray, I try to make the worst seem better. Lord, show me the way to cut through all this worn out leather. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away. But baby, I just need one good one, good one. Tell me that you'll be the good one, good one. Baby, I just need one good one to stay. And now to close tonight's performance, remember that what I was playing you earlier today? Da-dun, da-da-da-da-dun, dun. So, let me play that for you again. So, this is The Little Minuet by Johann Sebastian Bach. And the story behind this is from the little book for Anna Magdalena Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach wrote a notebook compiling different pieces so that to teach his wife how to play the clavichord. And so this was, and Anna Magdalena herself was a regular host dinners at galas. She was also an accomplished musician as well. And he wrote this little notebook for her. He loved Anna Magdalena very, very much. So, in many ways, the Minuet in G was a love offering by Johann Sebastian Bach. Well, record scratch. A Motown group in the 60s turned this song into yet another love offering, which is what gives the name to this concert. With you to close the night, the Lover's Concerto, based on Johann Sebastian Bach's Minuet in G, as a gift to Anna Magdalena Bach.
How gentle is the rain that falls softly on the meadow. Birds high up in the trees serenade the flowers with their melodies. Oh, see there beyond the hill the bright colors of the rainbow. Some magic from above made this day for us just to fall in love. Now I belong to you from this day until forever. Just love me tenderly and I'll give to you every part of me. Oh, don't ever make me cry through long lonely nights without love. Be always true to me, keep this day in your heart eternally. Someday we shall return to this place up on the meadow. We'll walk out in the rain, hear the birds above singing once again. Oh, hold me in your arms and say once again you love me. And if your love is true, everything will be just as wonderful. You'll hold me in your arms and say once again you love me. And if your love is true, everything will be just as wonderful. You hold me in your arms and say once again you love me. And if your love is true, everything will be just as wonderful.
Tani. Well, so that is. I'm only 9 minutes over. I am getting better at this. God knows the ABBA concert went an hour and 20 minutes. So, this is progress. So I want to thank everybody for coming. You know the drill. What happens usually at this point? I have not eaten. I never eat before I perform because Krim and Kari will remind you. I was once singing a Messiah in Asheville, North Carolina, and I had salad before it. And because, just a little salad, what's the problem with that? What's going to happen? And, during the, comfort ye, everybody, comfort ye went fine. Comfort ye, that stuff. But then we got to, mistake number one. We started getting to the aria itself, which is, and the I swear to you, that goddamn burp bounced from the very back of the auditorium. I could hear it coming. The conductor almost lost it. The orchestra almost crashed in paroxysms of laughter. So that is why, to this day, I do not eat before performing. Now you know why. So this means that I am absolutely starving right now. I could eat my own hand. And I would love to sit and mingle, but we did not make dinner tonight because today was just crazy. And so I don't have anything to eat yet. So I need to go and get a mistake that you make only once. I don't know if there is a recording. There usually were recordings made, but if there is, I will. That recording will be like me with George Lucas's Star Wars a holiday special. I will hunt down every copy of it in existence and burn it. That's okay, Lyra. I record.